When can work begin?
Well, there's two things we're announcing, Peter. One is $1.5 billion of new money to get smaller scale projects immediately. And what I mean by that is this calendar year. And then the second thing that we're announcing is that we want to accelerate the approval processes of 15 mega projects to unlock 66,000 jobs. So in the meantime, get those projects going immediately right across Australia with that $1.5 billion of stimulus.
This announcement is going to cause some alarm for environmental groups, no doubt, Minister. So are there any environmental corners being cut?
We're cutting bureaucracy, not environmental corners, Peter. And what we want to do is streamline the processes, because sometimes these mega projects can take up to 4 years for them to get underway. So we want to halve that time. And if you do that, it means the jobs come on board more quickly. Now, how are we going to do this? In 3 ways, really. Firstly, by putting more money into the assessment processes itself. Second, to reduce some of the duplication between state and federal governments. And thirdly, by doing some of the processes in parallel, if you like, rather than sequentially. You do all that together, you can accelerate those projects and get those jobs on more quickly.
Are you expecting resistance from green groups, though? I mean, we've seen what can happen with major projects. I mean, Adani, for one example, you got these delays upon delays when, various groups are getting involved. So are they involved in consultation processes alongside federal and state authorities?
Yeah, so the consultation processes will continue. Those requirements won't diminish, nor will the environmental standards as such. What we want to do is break the bureaucracy rather than reduce standards and reduce consultation. And we think we can do that. And when you look at Snowy Hyrdo 2.0, we're able to get that process through in 2 years' time rather than the normal 3 or 4. So it can be done. And we want to do that on these 15 other mega projects so that we can get these jobs underway more rapidly.
OK, well, let's just identify a couple here, Minister. This inland rail from Melbourne to Brisbane, for starters. So just to clarify, that's not passenger services, is it? That's freight.
That is freight. That is freight. It's a $10 billion project. It's a massive project right across inland Australia, as you said, from Melbourne to Brisbane, and will make a very, very big difference to all of those agriculturalists and other people in those inner areas. OK, New South Wales dams, how many are we talking? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't look after the dams policy, but we can go through each one, and there's major projects in every state just about that we want to get going. The state governments are on board. They equally share our desire to fast-track these, because all of us know that the key objective at the moment must be to create jobs, because Treasury estimates that even in the June quarter, unemployment will be at 8% or higher. Now, that is catastrophic levels of unemployment. We've had a 5 in front of it, 5 in the unemployment number for so long. So we've got to focus on jobs, and that means we've got to reduce some of the bureaucracy so we can get projects going more quickly. OK, when it comes to these new projects, though, how much of it is new and how much of it is an upgrade on existing infrastructure? Yeah, so 2 different things here. The 15 mega projects, which represent about $72 billion worth of investment, both of government investment and private investment, they are existing commitments already, and those are about accelerating approvals. Then we're announcing $1.5 billion of new money. Now, they'll be for 2 things, one being for road safety upgrades around Australia, and 2 being for smaller scale projects across Australia as well, which can get underway this calendar year. Now, that 1.5, Peter, is on top of already $7.8 billion, which we've announced since November of last year, of new money or bring forwards, all designed to create jobs, which is our central objective right now. OK, Minister, a couple of quick ones before you go. How concerned are you about the Australian man, Calm Gillespie, who is on death row in China? I'm personally concerned, and the Prime Minister and the government is concerned about him. We don't support the death penalty anywhere in the world, and so we'll be making representations, or continue to make representations, to the Communist Party government in China, and of course he's getting all the consulate assistance available as well as we speak. So we're thinking about him. We're making those representations. We don't want to see anybody in the world suffer the death penalty.
Is it politically motivated?
There's no evidence to suggest that it is. I mean, the Chinese government have used the death penalty on different nationals across the world for a long time, and we don't support it. We advocate against it, and we'll certainly be making and continue to make very strong representations to ensure that he doesn't face it.
It's got to be another warning, though, doesn't it, Minister, for anyone who may be looking to carry drugs or traffic drugs through different countries. If you get caught, you're in a whole lot of strife.
That's absolutely the case. Of course, you should not be doing that, but no one deserves the death penalty. And Mr. Gillespie will be making representations to ensure that Mr. Gillespie does not face that, just as we make representations for any single other Australian who faces that prospect anywhere in the world.
OK, just onto this Victorian Labor MP, Adam Somyurek, accused of branch stacking on 60 Minutes last night, a special investigation by them, Minister. Would you support an inquiry into that?
I think it needs more than an inquiry. I think Alex Somyurek should be dismissed immediately. But more importantly, this reveals the rotten core of the Labor Party once again. And of course, it's on top of the cash in Aldi bags, on top of the red shirts, on top of Sam Dastyari selling out Australia's interest to the highest bidder. It's the rotten core of the Labor Party revealed once more. And that's the culture that needs to be eradicated. So if an inquiry can assist with that, good. But I suggest it's going to take more than that.